Everyone, and welcome to the Uncovering Crypto iGaming, episode 2. So cool. The biggest misunderstandings in crypto iGaming. This is the topic of today's conversation. And what I would like to say is that crypto iGaming is one of the most talked about sectors in the gaming in general, and also one of the most misunderstood. Some people see that as easy money. Others see it as the wild, wild west. We hear assumptions like no rules, instant scale, players don't care about UX, and crypto solves everything. But after working closely with operators every day, we know most of that simply isn't the truth. Today on Uncovering Crypto iGaming, we're breaking down the biggest myths holding operators back and what actually matters if you want to build something sustainable. I'm joined again by Adar Ziv, founder, operator, and the mind behind FAM. Adar, let's talk about what people get completely wrong about this industry.
Thank you, Danila. It's a pleasure to be here again to speak with you. And I think you touched on it perfectly. If there's one word I'd use to describe crypto iGaming right now, it's misunderstood. There's a lot of hype, as you mentioned. I see too many people, new projects entering the space, thinking that crypto will remove friction, remove regulation, remove problems around payments, operations, or even product quality. But in reality, I think what we're seeing is that crypto actually amplifies everything. So we see good operators on the one hand scaling fast, but we see the other ones, the bad ones, are the ones that are not putting attention to detail, failing even faster. Now, I think overall, most of the struggles we see today come from these false assumptions made at launch or pre-launch. And that's exactly what we're here to unpack today.
Why do so many founders think crypto iGaming is simpler than traditional iGaming?
Yeah, well, like I mentioned, I think there's a lot of FOMO, there's a lot of hype around this new industry. People are entering the space without knowing much about it. They think that crypto is easy money and that running a casino operation will be like a walk in the park, But the reality is that crypto doesn't remove operational complexity. I think it rather exposes it. So players are coming in, the end users are coming in with very high expectations. Their bar is quite high. They're looking for an outstanding gaming experience. And I think ultimately most failures on the B2C side come from these misunderstanding or underestimating what the product depth should be, what risk management should look like, what operational discipline they should have. From everything I've seen so far in crypto iGaming, I can say that real infrastructure matters now more than ever. So payments should be faster, not simpler. Products should be much better. Fraud, UX issues, liquidity problems, all these issues, if you don't address them at the very beginning, they become problems and they scale quickly. So it's a very slippery slope.
True, so true indeed. And what usually surprises after the launch? What actually are the hidden stones?
Well, I say a lot of things. If the product is not good enough, people will leave. So retention will lower dramatically here. People will not come back. They will not deposit again. They will not play anymore. They will choose your competitors, right? And also, outside the product scope, marketing as well is very challenging. And whether if it's for user acquisition or for retention, people look at marketing only as a user acquisition tool, but it's not right. You're speaking to the same people sometimes over and over again, whether if you acquire them or haven't acquired them yet, whether if they're playing on your casino or playing on someone else's casino. So, marketing as well is a very important part of the mix, but ultimately when people come to your product, when they try it for the first time or the second time, they have a very high bar, very high expectations set by others, right? Set by the leaders, so to speak, of the industry. And when they come to your product, they expect the same, if not better.
Indeed, yes. And since you also touched the marketing, and part of the marketing is always the promotions. And what do you think about the phrase bonuses will save us? Why do so many crypto casinos rely almost entirely on bonuses and promos?
Well, why they do it, I'm not sure. But personally, I don't really believe in bonusing players, and some crypto operators I've spoken to don't do it either. But maybe it's not the majority. I think bonusing players ultimately attracts inexperienced players or starters that will stay with you for the shorter term, but they won't really drive value. So looking at really dozens of crypto iGaming operations, I see that what does work is loyalty mechanics. And this outperforms these kind of raw incentives that shorter term, like bonuses. So if you have bonuses attracting users, potentially rewarding will make them stay. So reward system, loyalty programs, and rewarding players in the form of rake back, cash back, loss back is far more attractive, I think, to experienced players than tying them to bonuses with wagering requirements, because at the end of the day, all bonuses have wagering requirements, and experienced users will not like it. At the same time, I think product-led initiatives such as well-designed UX and UI, games loading speed, games variety, all of these factors drive player retention, loyalty, and trust. So if players stay only for the bonuses, they'll leave for slightly better ones elsewhere as well. Or once the bonus requirements are done, they will leave. They will likely leave. But if your product delivers an overall engaging and rewarding gaming experience with loyalty program, with reward system, with great product UX and UI, and with a great game, a variety of games, I think your players will stay with you for the longer term.
Okay, so practically to summarize what you just said, bonus model is still working, but it's only working in acquisition moment, not the retention moment itself. And retention, as you know, is much more important nowadays, right?
Yeah, and even in acquisition, I think it helps acquire a certain segment of users. I think this segment of users is largely inexperienced or starters. Serious players who have experience with other brands will not use their bonuses. They don't care for that. They want to come in, they want to have a great user experience, and they will stay because they have a great user experience, not because of their bonuses.
So true, indeed. Okay.
From what I've seen so far, many founders focus on launching fast, getting an MVP product live, but that's not the same as building smart, I think. So from your experience, having worked with dozens of operators, taking them from concept phase to launch, what are many of them getting wrong? Or maybe put in other words, what technical shortcuts hurt operators in the longer term?
Yes, so in my opinion, from what I experienced with the majority of my customers, the customers, first of all, they're not looking deeper into the product itself. All they care about is when they will start to earn the money. And this, in my opinion, nowadays is already the wrong approach completely. Why? Because, as you said, nowadays people are in love with experience and not just the bonusing. Same concept should be here. The operators should first of all understand exactly how they will make the players loyal, and this is something, a moment of learning, the moment of education for them. Which system from which platform is giving the best opportunities, which they understand and they can imagine from the day one how they will be using that. So MVPs, that's all good, of course. Being waiting for the projects for months or even years, that's also not the best approach. It's the wrong approach. But having the idea about scalability of your business, having a plan, which we are, as a platform provider, we are also developing together with the customer case by case. This is also a very important part, which gives, again, the same thing as retention tools. the moment of announcing even that something is going to happen very soon, some major upgrade, appearance of the sportsbook, new games, new functionality, all of that is also creating a hype around for the existing players and can be used as an interesting opportunity for the promotions even in the same social media. Why not? To attract new players and make them being interested to stay loyal to the brand. This is something that I can see as a biggest threat for the operators. Only concentration on the speed and attempt to earn without considering what actually affects the earnings. From that moment, I would say that also you mentioned that crypto players don't care about the UX, which is a complete false, and I agree with that from the development perspective. Why? Because nowadays people love with eyes. Back in the days, yes, it's true, and nobody would actually care much about the website design, and we can see that nowadays it's completely opposite. So players and developers and everyone trying to be unique, and design is something that the first thing that the players are looking at. So do crypto players actually have a lower expectations, or it's actually a false?
Yeah, so I think it's very false. I think crypto iGaming players are some of the most demanding users today. They're mostly young and they're very tech savvy. So I think Web3 users, but maybe not just Web3 users, but also younger audiences in general, they're used to great digital products. They were, kind of born with smartphones or tablets in their hands physically. So technically speaking, they expect a lot more from products they're using. They expect speed, transparency, provably fair systems, poor UX or slow loading really speed the kill of trust. And same for slow deposits and withdrawals. The crypto iGaming users, I think they punish bad platforms faster than any market potentially. So they will go on X and write about their experience or spread the word on Discord. They come with very high expectations.
Indeed. And interesting to know what successful crypto operators do differently in that case. When you look at the operators who are actually winning today, what do they consistently get right?
Yeah, so I think they get all the product fundamentals right, and I'm a bit biased about this. I'm a former product manager myself, so when I look at their products, I say, yeah, you did that right? But most users are not product managers, they're less experienced, less savvy, but they still come with very high expectations. As I said, having worked with and played and spent a lot of time on other excellent mobile products, right? Especially mobile. So I think the operators that succeed today are definitely the ones that get all these product fundamentals right. Their payments are built for scale. They prioritize retention and community management before acquisition. They develop compliance-aware strategies. I touched a little on this in my interview with Adar as well. This kind of curve. So we have operators coming in at the bottom, MVP ready, good product, not really focused on compliance or regulation. But the bigger they get, and also the bigger their user base and the better the product, the more they go towards regulation. I think we've seen this with Stake, with Shuffle, with several projects out there. But overall, I think what these brands that succeed, what they're doing overall, apart from getting the product part right, is they're looking to achieve long-term brand building rather than quick hits. They have great products, great community management skills, great reward and loyalty systems in place, great dialogue with their end users.
Oh, so true indeed. And just want to speak on our behalf as well, as a platform As well, majority of our viewers most probably already know, GammaStack is quite already an established brand with a long history of success. And GammaPlus is something new that we introduced only practically a couple of years ago. We had this idea and we started to scale it up. And crypto is not something that we're avoiding. We're actually concentrating our attention on it. And from this perspective, our approach would be the inmost is, first of all, I cannot say that shortcuts is something that the platform can avoid in general. And the question is how the platform approaches the shortcuts. It can be a bad shortcut, or it can be the optimization of the process. That's what GammaStack is achieving right now. We decided that in GammaPlus specifically as our primary direction for this 2026, we will be performing the certain optimization of the base work in order to bring the base product ready ASAP, practically, and then we will be bringing up the opportunity of scalability in multiple ways to our customers. This will give us something that will differ us potentially from the other platforms. And of course, we still, as I was saying, we are preparing the plan for together with our customer. So growth and stability instead of the hype launch will be in major targets of our company. So this is the operational backbones of our company, of GammaStack, and as well, of course, the major ideas and concepts that GammaPlus will support always.
All right, Danila, thank you very much for this second podcast. I think from everything we've seen today and what we've discussed, the biggest risk in crypto iGaming isn't around regulation, competition, or technology. It's around building based on false assumptions, building on hype or on FOMO. Crypto rewards strong operations and punishes weak ones fast, that we've seen. The operators who win are the ones who treat this as a real business and not as a shortcut, and that are building a real brand, strong, sustainable brand. And though these are conversations, FAM and this series are here to encourage.
Well, yes, this is so true. And thank you very much, Adar, for your time, for all the information and all the history that you are sharing with us, so that the people who will be watching this series will actually learn something important about the crypto iGaming. In the next episode of Uncovering Crypto iGaming, we'll continue breaking down what truly drives sustainable growth. If you're building it in this space, this is where the real conversation happens. Thank you very much, everyone. Looking forward for the next episode. See ya.
Thank you, Danila. It's been a pleasure.